Hello everybody and welcome to InTheYucatan.com. I'm Keith Heitke, a senior sales agent with Mexico International. Today we have a special treat. This is a gorgeous, beautiful hacienda, but it's something that it's very unlike the others. There was no history left here. Actually, all we had was the platform of the hacienda and everything else is brand new. The owner is here, he's in residence, and he's allowing us to take a look through today, and it's really gorgeous and I can't wait to show it to you. This is the grand entrance to this hacienda, and it really has a grace to it, a lovely beauty. We have the gates here on three sides and then the big grand facade. Again, where these fountains are today, this is a very typical area where they would have had horse troughs. This is where the water was coming out. Well, nowadays they don't have horses here, but it still looks beautiful. This was actually the base, the original base of the house, and everything that's built on top of it is new. And what we have, the way that the architect, who is Salvador Reyes, has set this up is with almost like pavilions. There's a public pavilion on this side, and then over here we have the private one, meaning that all the living room is here, the kitchen, the study, and things like that. And on the other side is the bedrooms, a large master bedroom and two guest bedrooms, all with their own bathrooms. And then in between, you have the area where they probably spend most of their time here. It's absolutely gorgeous, completely wide open and beautiful. Let's take a look. Here we are now in the open pavilion, the center of the house, really the heart of the house. And there's a lovely breeze coming through here, which was definitely planned. You can see here just the only part that was really remaining of this hacienda. Everything else had really just fallen completely apart. So what the architect did was to make these separate pavilions, but there's also even a play with the materials. You can see that this has a very sort of orange look to it, and they've echoed that here with ground up tikul stone. And then used it with a almost like a plywood so that it looks like wood. However, it's actually cement. And then the surfaces of all the house here, it's a very old process called chukum. And what it is they take a certain kind of tree and the sap that comes out of it, they mix with limestone. And then they put it on. It's almost like a Venetian plaster. It's absolutely gorgeous and it lasts forever. So we'll see that in a minute here. But the whole place just gives out on both sides here. It feels very spacious, very open. It's really welcoming, and it couldn't be more quiet. From the open air patio, where the outdoor dining area, outdoor living area is, where you can see all the grounds, we enter into the house here and we go into the living room, which is very traditional in its setup as far as the very, very high ceilings, super tall doorways that are very narrow. And in this case, we have a wood floor, and a beautiful wood floor, which again, if it's up off the ground, they are able to do that. When the houses are built right onto the limestone, it's not a good idea. But you can see what's happened here. You have this enormous, lots of light, lots of space, a beautiful room, and it's filled with the owner's artwork as well. From the rather formal living room, we end up in the hallway here. And what you can see here is the way that it completely goes all the way to the other end. What we're looking through here is actually this public part of the house, the outdoor area, and then the private area. Beyond that is the swimming pool. So it's a beautiful access, not only for light to come through, but also for the air to flow. And the wall here has been highlighted by the skylights up above. And you can get a feel for the way that the wood framing has held this together. And also this is, again, is the crushed tikul, which is so beautiful. Over here we have a small powder room and then an office as well. This is a good place to point out these amazing pocket doors, which are made of beautiful solid hardwood, and they go all the way up to the ceiling. From the office, we were passing again the hallway here, and we see the pasta tile floors that go all the way through, and they're not the cutesy pasta tile floors or the highly decorative ones that you see downtown a lot, although it's the same exact material, but here it's done in a much more calm and much more modern way. The large door here gives into the kitchen, which is enormous itself. More pasta tiles in here, lots of light coming through. Again, originally the hacienda kitchen would have been some basically a pit downstairs, just where people could cook and bring things upstairs. Well, that's not the way we live nowadays. We want to have our friends over, we want to have a beautiful place to cook, and you can see all the stainless steel here, all this beautiful wood, all the cabinetry, and then of course the refrigerator and the bodega behind us as well, all with great views as well. Coming out of the public building, you can actually see here the chukum finish. It's absolutely gorgeous, and this covers the entire, all of these areas here. One part of the house that was actually here originally is this house here. This has been turned into an orchid room, and I really want you to see this because it's amazing. So what we have is, it's very dark in here, very quiet, very serene, and we have all the water flowing through here, and obviously the breeze is coming through. It's just an amazing, beautiful area. So again, this is the transition area. We go from the public area around here and into where the bedrooms are in the private section. It takes a while to actually take in all the details here. I mean, the artwork is so beautiful, but it takes a while for you to even find that because of the way the house is set up. It's just so beautiful, so casual. It's also very rectilinear, so it feels right. Where we are here is the foyer, the sort of the bedroom foyer, the master being here, and then mirror image guest bedrooms with their own bath on each side. The master bedroom is so spacious. It really feels so nice. Very, very tall, just as tall as the other rooms. And it's obviously the largest bedroom in the house, but it has all the same features of the rest of the area. The cool wall, the high ceilings, lots of light coming in, big tall doorways, all very wide open here, and you can also see this is the closet area. So everything is able to breathe. You can see these beautiful details up above and below. Again, it looks great, but it really allows those closets to breathe, which is really important in such a humid environment. These doors you can see as well. You can see the detail through here. It allows a lot of privacy, but still air can flow through, and it's just gorgeous. And the master has his and her sinks, and again, with the high ceilings, lots of light on the edges. There's a shower here and another outdoor shower in its own private garden filled with palm trees. So we're following this beautiful architectural line that intersects the entire house, all the way from the other end where we began, through the open area and through the private area as well. This is actually the back of the master bathroom. And what we have around here is more garden everywhere. We're still on the platform of the hacienda, original hacienda. And from here, we head down to the new pool area. So this is back off the platform, and you can see a beautiful pool here. And if you want a little bit of shade, because it's obviously quite bright, there's all kinds of palm trees coming through here. And then in the distance, lined up with the entire vista, is the chimney of the original hacienda. From the open air living and dining area, we passed over this bridge in the original part of the house. And this was, again, turned into the orchid room. And it's beautiful in here. It's so tranquil, so quiet. You have a sort of water floor and all the orchids growing on the walls here. And then when we head out to the back, there almost is no front or back to the house. The whole thing just is open wide to the entire area. The whole property is 86 hectares, so it's absolutely enormous, and you feel the silence. You hear the deafening silence when you come out here. It's so quiet, so beautiful. And this out here, there's actually a chapel, as well as this is probably the most formal part of the yard. Let's take a look. So this is the other grand stairway, and this heads back toward the chapel, which is a small outbuilding here, right behind the main property. And then you can see how it expands out here. There's artwork, a sculpture out here, and a huge pond, and then several outbuildings. Let's take a look at those. This large fish pond is just one of the many surprises throughout the whole property. Lots of little buildings, bigger buildings, and even the land undulates a little bit here. So it's really gorgeous. This first building that we're going to take a look at is actually one of the original buildings on the property, and it's in the process of being converted from, it probably had animals in it, to being a guest quarters. Let's take a look. As we pass through the guest pavilion, we get back out onto yet another lawn. And just ahead of me here is the original machine house, and you can see the smokestack. The old machine house still has its original smokestack, as all of the haciendas did. And it's also got a lot more room in here, lots of room to expand. It could really be something amazing. But just as a beautiful old object sitting on the property, it's amazing enough as it is. Thanks for joining us today at Hacienda Bac-Oc. I'm Keith Heike with Mexico International. Join us next time on InTheYucatan.com.